We are live! I hope you guys will enjoy. This is Master Kambai with a guest that was already there many times in the past. You can now present yourself.
Hello, everybody. It's me, Sambi Original Guy, aka Mr. Cannon from Advancewars by Web. Here once again. Haven't been here in I don't know, a month. So happy to be back.
Happy to have you again, man. It's always fun to play against you, even if you're much better. It's always a great experience to learn. It's just very fun. Thank you again. So, this map, what do you think about it?
This is a confusing map, man. It's very confusing. I wasn't really sure how to approach this, but I don't know. It's pretty cool. I mean, it takes a little bit of time to sort of reinforce a bunch of the areas because your factories are pretty far away. Your port's pretty much useless aside from fielding a lander. Yeah, 2 comm towers I think is too much, but all in all, it's a pretty cool map. Just completely confusing with the pre-deployed units. That's my take on it.
I agree with you. There's too many towers. I think it's kind of sad because there are 2 towers. So if this ever goes to Global League, I don't see tier 1 being opened. I only see tier 1, 2, 3, or I should say 4, 3, 2. It's kind of sad. Now the other thing, the Neo Tank. It's so sad. I like the idea, but this idea also hurt my favorite CEO, Sasha. Because either you keep the value or you delete it to have unit count, which is what I will do later on. And I didn't know how to tackle it, so I was like, let's be brain dead and let's pump money and stuff, because I didn't really wanted to spend the money for a lander, and I didn't expect you would, but you did. It's some kind of spoiler already, but yeah, that's my thought on the map. I think the Neo Tank, bad idea, but here again, that's just me. I understand why they placed that there. It's to give some option and different opening and stuff. But I like my airport, man. I like my airport. It's kind of sad.
True, man. I mean, so the option here is you either delete the Neo Tank and lose 2,200 funds and an early Neo Tank and capture the airport early, which can increase your capture game for sure. Or you delete the infantry and then get a free Neo Tank. So, I mean,
but
the choices are pretty tough.
Free Neo Tank, it's half price Neo Tank.
Yeah, so I mean, you have to buy a lander in order to get the Neo Tank, but so you get the Neo Tank and the recon. So it's 26,000 funds worth of units for a 12,000 fund investment.
It's actually good value. So Sasha is actually a awful CEO for this map. Now, speaking about matchup, why did you pick Von Bolt?
Well, I was thinking about going Javier the first time, but then we realized there's 2 comm towers, right? And then it's a little much.
Yeah, he's kind of broken with 2 tower.
Yeah, but I figured there's lots of cities and stuff, and there's lots of different terrain availability. So I just figured with Bolt's extra 10% defense and the fact that there would probably be some turtling going on in this match, I figured it would be okay. If I ever do get an Ex Machina, in quotes, it would be fairly devastating, but going up against Sasha, there's no such thing as an Ex Machina, so...
It doesn't exist. It's not a thing. It's a dream.
Not real, folks. It's not real. Doesn't exist. Don't worry about it.
I think you got mouse control now.
Ooh, yeah, it looks like I do. Cool, so are we gonna get into it?
Yeah.
Okay, then. So the first thing I do... Actually, I'm just gonna replay that because it's super funny. Got this little tiny infantry here, and in true black hole fashion... See ya.
Poor
Don't
little
need you.
guy, man. He did nothing wrong.
I know.
He just existed.
I know.
And you killed him.
The only thing he did wrong was enlisting in the Black Hole Army. And that was a bad idea. Didn't want to do it. So, sadly, it's gone. Then, just build my 2 infantry. And then that poor little Neo tank.
Hey, it's not poor, it's a machine of mass destruction, man.
It was a machine of mass destruction indeed. But unfortunately it destroyed itself. So that was okay. Well, in my opinion, I think keeping the Neo tank is probably the better of the ideas. However, the early airport is good for lots of unit count. But I feel like you would just, if you buy the lander, right, then you're just gonna get the airport anyways. It'll just take a little bit longer.
A little bit? Let me guess. You got your airport around day 5 or 6, maybe 7?
Oh god, no. I think it's even later than that. But I got it. I got it. That's the important thing.
Your airport like day 20.
Yeah. No, you even delete the recon too.
I don't need it.
Yeah, that's fair. But you go into capture, so that's cool. At least taking advantage of it, right?
Yeah.
So let's see what else happens here.
Money.
Lots of captures. I'm just gonna kind of you know what? Let's just do this. Alright, so yeah. Transport copter right there.
Yeah.
You were able to buy it with 1,100 funds left over, so that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I decided to go early recon down here. So my thought was I just wanted to scout out this area here. So if by chance you happen to send a transport copter or something, I might be able to just cause a little early harassment, just kind of bully a couple infantry if it was possible.
Yeah.
So that was my idea with that, at least. And plus, it's fog. You get lots of vision off of it. Now, the sad thing is you got to go through, a couple forests to get there, so it's not going to get there, super fast. It takes, 3 days, but, it is what it is, right?
Yeah. So, in the end, Sasha is the really trash pick for this map.
Yeah, it's funny. I kind of figured, she would have been pretty good. In some senses, because you get lots and lots and lots of properties, right?
Yeah.
So the amount of properties you get, she would get some value out of that.
Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, I don't know. So we'll just kind of see how it plays out, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so Master Kenbai's turn.
Money. I also get my tower faster than you. So my unit are now as strong as yours.
Yeah, this is definitely true.
But they don't have the defense. That's the difference.
Now the question is I don't remember how long it takes me to get my towers. So we're gonna see if that actually plays a factor in it, right?
Yeah.
Because combat might not actually start for a little while, or major combat, I should say. I think little tiny combats happen.
You also
but yeah.
slowly see my value rising up a bit faster than yours.
Oh yeah, no, that is true. So the interesting thing too is you have to take into account that you destroyed your Neo tank and the recon.
Yeah.
So that's 26,000 extra funds that you would have. So what is that? I don't know. Whatever. Math is
52?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I think it's 62. Math is hard. Sorry, folks. But anyways, yeah. So if you take that into account, then yeah, you're like your unit value right now is like way higher. And like, okay, so even like the land units that we have here, so you're already pumping out a tank and an artillery, and I'm kind of just not doing anything
with infantries. And I also got a transport copter.
Yeah, and the transport copter. Big spooky transport copters, which funnels an infantry right here in position to capture this property, which is nice. So that's going to be a nice early cap right there.
Yeah.
And like, okay, so yeah, you're pushed out like this far over here, and I'm sitting, not that far. So, yeah.
That's having a copter versus having no copter, I think.
True, guys. So if you're struggling with your capture game a little bit, definitely invest in a couple early transport copters if it is a big map like this. Can definitely help you out with getting some of those properties quickly. Okay, so what day is it? Day 7? Alright, so day 7 I get the lander. I don't buy any ground units, just go for the lander right away.
So now I understand why you had no presents for a while. I was like, what the F is going on? Did he really kept the Neo thing to get a lander?
What's he planning? No, 100%. What's this guy planning?
He's got nothing. Better than deleting it, which is kind of sad because that limits the option you got.
Absolutely. So now you've moved in down here, but you don't know I have a recon right here.
Yeah, that recon, man, is evil.
Yeah, so this is the recon of pure evil here, and we're going to see why in just a second. Actually, I don't think it gets as much value as I was hoping, but, you know, it does like a little bit. It slows a couple things, right? So I load my 1 infantry on the lander, load the Neo tank on, then drop the infantry. Just doing the old little switcheroo there. Okay. And I attack 1 infantry, and somehow I take a counter damage.
Because of my tower, bruh. I rolled, and I'm on a building.
See the tower.
Just already take a look at my income. I can pump out medium tank each turn if I base skip.
That could be a lot of medium tanks. No, that's for sure. Yeah, so the reason I go early anti-air is because I figured Sasha uses battlecopters a lot. So I was like, you know, I'm just going to be unconventional and just do some wild, spooky stuff and just see if I can catch him off guard with an anti-air. Now, would I suggest building an anti-air first? Well, you know, it depends. Really depends. Probably not most of the time. But, you know, if you're feeling lucky, go for it. Alright, so you can...
value is about to reach yours.
Oh, yeah, I know, and that's crazy, eh? You can, like, getting these, or this property super early, and then, like, capping this line, like, right there. Yeah. Super good. So I like the no fear here. Just continuing the cap, and then threatening the cap down here, too.
I didn't know you had that infantry down here. Like, to be honest, I did that because I had no clue you had an infantry. If I knew you had that infantry, I don't think I would have went for that cap in the bottom part. But, yeah, I did it because I didn't see it.
Well, this infantry is here because I skipped this property.
Yeah.
And I skipped this property because I was going to try to cheese 3 comm towers.
You see, that's why I realized Jabber was broken.
Yeah, I was going to do some Lord of the Rings stuff and get 3 towers instead of 2. So it was going to be... I had a plan, okay? Had a plan. But we'll see. I'll show you guys. It's good. Don't worry. Alright, so infantry moving up. Got more infantry just popping up there, just looking spooky with their little blue helmets. And then the respirator man sends his little anti-air unit up there. with its little. I always felt like this was like Whiskers.
Yeah, that
I don't.
Resident Evil.
Oh god, yeah, like some Resident Evil stuff. Like anti-airs are just straight from Resident Evil, 100%. It's like Nemesis or something. All right, so after a long, grueling journey up the entire north end of the map, I finally reached the comm tower on day 9. Beautiful. And that's about the same time that you managed to reach your comm tower. But the only difference, as you guys can see here, he's got 17,000, I got 16,000.
Yeah.
Which I think is like... Because Sasha gets a little bit more. I think that would mean she's at 16 and I'm at 16. But you're also about to cap
Yeah.
possibly 3 properties. So...
I will use my copter.
Oh yeah, and the copter. Alright, so the Neo tank has entered the field on day 9. So by doing the lander thing, I managed to get a Neo tank on day 9 on the field, which, you know, you normally wouldn't be able to have because you're only sitting at like 16,000 funds. So it's there, but we're going to see what happens with it. Now you could stop and grab like the recon and then drop it like the day after, but the only problem with that is there's no place to actually drop both of them.
Yeah.
So it's better just to do the one drop and then just carry on. All right, so I decided to let you have this one because I was counting the tiles, right? And I knew that like you probably would have built something heavy, whether it was a battlecopter or a tank. And like if I had left it here, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like I would have been able to see in here, but I wouldn't be able to see in here. Like I figured it was probably hiding in here. You know, it's like I don't know what's in the forest. Might be something spooky. You know, I don't want to get hit by. Yeah, I don't want to get surprised by no like Slender Man stuff going on, right? So just gotta get out of there.
What are you talking about? It's Sasha.
Yeah, I don't want to get hit by no tall Slender Woman spooky thing wearing the grass out in the forest somewhere. Okay, don't want that. Don't want no Blair Witch stuff. That's for sure. So I get that guy out of there, and I figured that probably would have been enough not to get hit by something. Yo, cross fingers. And I pull this guy back to cap the property because I figure capping the property is more important than threatening the comm tower at this point.
Yeah.
And plus, I don't really know if I'm going to get this comm tower because, like, for all I know, you could have a recon, like, right here. And you could see this guy, like, playing his day. And you would just be like, oh, hello. But, yeah. So you get this property, continue capping that one there. So that one's sitting at 5, just like no fear. Going in to capture this one, getting the comm tower. So you pull this guy back to get like another load, which is not bad. You could have potentially like kept it here just to guarantee like the cap maybe, but then it would have taken damage.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's kind of...
I didn't really care to be slowed down. Sasha is not about firepower, it's about money. So, if you take a shot at me, I just don't really care because I got that tank in the backup, as you said.
Yeah, that is true. And plus, one thing that I don't know if everybody really makes the connection with like a transport copter or an APC shot. Your opponent will get like a lot of charge a lot faster if you take like needless attacks on transport copters or like landers or black boats or any of those guys, right? Because you're not taking any counter damage, so you're only getting half of the charge that you would sort of like normally get from that hit, and then your opponent is getting their full charge. So
and the other thing with transport, like the APC is more hard to kill. It's harder to kill basically, so it's a better roadblock. But transport copter, in my own opinion, should only be for like transport use. If you use it as roadblock, you really want that capture or you really want that shield, but I suggest you use transport copter for transport purposes.
Yes, 100%. Um, yeah, that's a good point. But one thing that I'm going to just mention one thing about the map while I have it on my mind here. I'm kind of glad that they didn't put ports in the middle here.
Why?
Because, well, okay, so while you think that a port in the middle might be kind of useless, right? Because you could only build, transport units like black boats or landers. Yeah. By putting a port here, it would actually make a CO like Grit, for example,
broken.
Way too effective. Because like Grit's allowed in some fog games, but not all of them. But what you can do is if you have shoals like this and you have like black boats or landers, you can actually make a black boat wall and then put your indirects behind it, and then it's basically an impenetrable shield, and it'll keep all your indirect units alive.
That's freaking smart.
Yeah, because you can't break through that like super easy. Like you need like a bomber or like a lot of air units, a lot of battle cups to take it out.
Wow.
Or indirects, right? But by that time, it's difficult to move up with them.
And so I'm glad there's that many shoal because that limits Jake's.
Yeah, no, that's for sure too. But yeah, so that's one thing for sure that I was kind of happy about. So, like, if it was right here, the port, that would have been bad. So, thankfully.
I still don't want this map in Global League because there are 2 towers and they will take out tier 1.
No, I don't like matches with 2 towers. They are not really my favorite. It kind of makes it more dependent on who like gets the towers and then who first strikes more than like any sort of planning to your moves. I mean, obviously you need to plan out a first strike, but if you have 120% firepower, then it kind of just makes the game like less interesting.
I'm fine with the idea, but here's the thing, Javier. Javier is just too good with 2 towers.
Yeah, you'd have to ban him, just straight up. Like on Vandalism, I think he's like actually allowed on Vandalism, and I'm not really sure why, because you can actually get both of the comm towers like fairly easily. I mean, not super easily, but I mean, you can get them.
I think the same. They should ban him from Vandalism. But if they ban him from Vandalism, this means Vandalism now become tier 432.
This is true. Which means I wouldn't be able to play Hawk anymore, and that would make me sad.
That make me happy. I ate Hawk.
Aw. Nobody likes Hawk.
He's the laziest seal ever. You just push the button.
I know, but I
have higher stats. I just push my button and I win the game.
Exactly, but I'm like the laziest player in Advance Wars. So it suits me perfectly.
Hawk, brain dead.
I call it easy mode.
Yeah.
Alright, and then this tank shoots down and takes out my recon finally. Now, I think my recon managed to get like 3 hits. So it hit this guy, and hit this guy. So it slowed down that cap, denied this cap, and then died trying to take the comm tower like a hero. But in Black Hole, nobody gets...
At that point, I was really pissed. I was like, yo, these higher stats are really annoying.
Yeah. No, that's for sure. I mean, defense is like super OP. Alright, so you move in with the anti-air unit to take this guy out. So what was that, like 1 infantry? So why'd you take this shot here exactly? Like I guess
really
it probably
wanted my building.
Okay. That's fair. I don't I don't blame you.
I want my building. I'm Sasha, I need money.
I probably would have like brought this guy back and then attacked from here at least. Because then like if I did have any reinforcements here, I might not have been able to hit it.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's just a little like minor thing, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so we go up, take the shot. I mean, you don't necessarily have to worry about like tanks coming in, because like you have lots of battlecopters coming in, right? And you have a tank right here. So if I did only have a tank, it would have been countered by these like super easily.
Yeah.
And battlecopter moves in.
That guy, man. That's your higher defense.
This little guy just barely holds on. Why'd you move up with the battlecopter though when you saw this right here?
I thought I could at least roll enough to kill this fucker.
Oh yeah, so you're gonna bank on the me losing vision then, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, defense is stupid, so everybody knows that.
And the other thing is, at that point, I want power charge, so I don't really mind losing one copter in the process. And I got my tank, so I can strike back your anti-air.
Yeah, well, as far as you know, too, I mean, you've been pumping out air units pretty much the whole game, too, so you can only assume that your unit count is probably higher than mine.
Yeah.
But you don't know that I kept these two guys right here, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this guy and this guy. So
I thought
I still
you
have
deleted
those.
them just like me, but yeah.
Yeah. So mind you, my unit count is actually one less than it says here because it includes a lander.
Yeah.
Which is, it's not going to do anything. Just the lander, just sitting there. Looking pretty. So, okay. So let's keep going.
That one was art.
Alright, so the hero Neo tank coming all the way from the airport, inspired by Tom Cruise himself, rolls up and takes a shot.
Wow.
So that was good. Used the surviving infantry just to get out of the way, take that infantry out, and then managed to get that shot. So that was pretty good. So now I got my Neo tank in the front lines, and I'm just kind of assuming that if you did keep your Neo tank, then you would have it up here. Which is, it's not... I'm not feeling, like, super good about the top side. But I do take the infantry out on the property, so that was cool. And move in to cap these two properties, and then I see the tank here, so I move my tank over here on the city just to keep it out of range. What else happens? I think that's pretty much it. Oh no, I take a shot at an infantry. I see another infantry on the road. And then I think that's it. I load my recon onto the lander now. And now I'm about to get the tower on day 13. So day 13, I'll have both towers. And you will have your tower next turn. So you would have both of yours, like, at least, like, 2 days ahead of me.
Yeah. And I had my airport since the beginning.
Yep. So, yeah, no, the airport is definitely... I think it would depend on, like, the kind of CO you are. Maybe for Sasha, getting the airport early was a good idea because you would have more money to buy more units, like, as you progress through.
I still don't think so. I after watching you, I really don't see Sasha doing the same thing as what I did. And what I did was good because it's Sasha and I need money and I need unit count. But that Neo tank has crazy value.
Oh yeah, I mean okay, we're gonna see what this Neo tank does throughout the entire game. It's pretty good. I don't think it dies. It might die. I don't know, I can't remember. But we'll see.
Your people just don't die.
No, they just keep going. Even with the 2 comm towers, the infantry is still standing.
It's the freaking road, bro.
Yeah, on a road, so it's not even any defense. It's crazy. That's why I think like Von Bolt is probably, aside from like Javier with like at least 1 tower, is pretty much the only CO that can go up against Sasha in T1.
Og can fully go against Sasha if he is able to benefit well from his extra firepower.
If he can, yes. But Hawk doesn't have the defense, so it would be like 120 firepower versus 130 firepower. Plus, Sasha would have more money, and then she would be popping her power all the time, so it'd be kind of difficult. But on this map, like, there is lots of combat going, so it is possible to actually do...
And Sasha depends on money as well. Because if
Yeah,
you
for
steal
sure.
her building, she cannot do anything about that. If Hawk lose building, he will still have his firepower, except if he loses tower.
Yeah, but Hawk really benefits a lot from using his power too, so if he's unable to actually use his co-power, he's not, like, as good. Whereas, like, you know, Von Bolt, if he doesn't get his co-power, then he's still, like,
Yeah.
you know, a fairly sturdy fella. I mean, if you go up and actually, like, you know, push him, then he's going to fall out of his chair and not be able to breathe. Whereas if you were going to go up and push Hawk, like, I'm pretty sure he would just, like, level you.
He will
but yeah,
murder you like he did Von Bolt and Stern.
Yeah, exactly. Like Hawk for leader of Black Hole. That's my campaign.
Me too.
Alrighty. And that would mean Adder would be second in command, which is, like, terrifying, in my opinion. So, yeah. Alright, so I managed to clean up this area a little bit. I'm still thinking that there's going to be a Neo tank popping up out of nowhere. So, like, I'm not feeling super comfortable going up. But I do see, like, a lot of open infantry over here, so I take those guys out, and I move this guy up a little bit more.
Died. It vanished.
Disappeared.
Into oblivion.
Okay. What else we got going on? Alright. So I managed to pull ahead a little bit on value in units. Yeah. So let's see. So clean up a 2 HP infantry. So that's pretty much just going to guarantee that this infantry is going to die, though. So
yeah. At least one of yours died. They don't die otherwise. If you go to rest and heal back, man.
Well, it's true. You almost...
Do you hear me?
Absolutely, buddy.
I crashed. Freaking potato computer. I cannot wait for December to get my new one. I'm actually lucky because the stream didn't end. I will share the link.
Alright.
I got so much money on the side for that freaking new computer. Oh my. Okay.
Well, it's okay. I feel you. I mean, my computer is pretty much powered by Lemonade and us. That's it. So, it's a citrus-powered computer.
I'm lucky we could get it back. I think the biggest issue is advancewars by web. It cursed my computer for some reason because I did 6-hour whiteout issue with my OBS and stuff. I don't crash on my Splinter Cell streams. I only crash when we are all doing Advance Wars streams.
Oh, it's the curse of Advance Wars.
Yeah. Or
so basically, it's you know, they just cast market crash on you, man. It's the Sasha curse.
Yeah. So, where we were when my computer decided to freeze like a bitch.
We were gonna see what was gonna happen on your turn. I think somebody made a comment about the recon being irrelevant on the con tower, which is, I wouldn't necessarily say it's irrelevant, but it mostly just gives you the choice of having to either delete it or get the ladder and get that for free a little bit later.
Yeah.
Because mostly it just means that you get you just get a free recon like later in the game, which can, well, one, it can up your unit count by at least one, and then it can make it so you can have an extra tank instead of having to buy a recon for yourself. But that's about it.
That's cool thought process, man. Do you still have remote control right now? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
So, we also asked, why would you expect a Neotank on top left when you already saw T-Copter?
You know, that is a very, very good question. Because it would be silly for me to actually consider that. Because if you had a T-Copter that early, it means you would have had to delete your Neotank.
Yeah.
I guess I just wasn't like 100. I wasn't just 100% sure. That's pretty much it. But I guess like if you do see an early T-Copter, then you can pretty much guarantee that your opponent has deleted the Neotank, so you don't have to worry about it. So that is a good observation. 100%. Yeah, maybe I should have maybe that should have clicked in, but I don't know. As we were playing it, it didn't quite click into me. So that's all I got for you. All right, so the Battlecopter actually took a shot at my Neotank here.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good.
And I think I will take a second shot because I don't like 8 HP Neotank.
Well, an 8 HP Neotank is still going to do a lot of damage.
Especially when you're Von Bolt.
Yep. Now, you did take the shot with 2 Battlecopters when there's an anti-air right here.
Yeah.
So, not necessarily the best course of action, but I get why, because, I mean, you obviously don't want
10 HP Neotank rolling on my troops. No tanks.
You don't want a fresh 10 HP, 130 firepower, 110% defense Neotank just roaming the field all willy-nilly, right?
Yeah.
So, that being said, I totally get you. And, like, maybe taking it down as much as, like, worth losing maybe a Battlecopter? Maybe.
4 is almost 8 or 9k, so I think one of the 2 copter paid itself back by teaming up like that, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. I don't know.
The team up got value because it's almost 10k. I think it's like 8.5 or 9.
It potentially would get value, but the only issue is if I do retreat the Neotank and take a shot
money to fix it.
It will cost me more money, but it'll just cost me a little bit of money to repair it. And while I take out an entire unit, I then manage to retreat the unit that took out this unit, which would leave me ahead in the unit count overall. And, like, repairing units isn't necessarily, like, super bad in Fog. I mean, you can bring them back and just keep them hidden for a little while and heal them, which can actually be, like, pretty good sometimes.
Man, no one use HQB bot. It's lonely. I agree with chat.
Oh yeah, I wasn't gonna touch that black boat.
We have allergy toward black boat. Feel lonely, black boat. We don't like you, black boat.
That black boat is the only thing stopping a potential, like, HQ rush.
Agreed.
And on yeah, and like on this map too, like you could be anywhere pretty much. Like you could have your forces pretty much anywhere because of the layout of the bases here. So the HQ could be hit from like any direction. Well, I mean like 2 directions, but that's like a fair amount of directions. So yeah, I wasn't gonna move it. I was spooked. Gonna sit it right there, not move.
Poor
Easy peasy.
Copter. He died for his country.
He did. And then my Neo tank just kind of scoots away. Probably cackling like some sort of forest witch. And then... yeah, okay. So that recon is right there. That came from the lander. So now, that's in the field too, supported by the Neo tanks. And now the Neo tank has vision. And that's just a recon that I didn't have to buy myself.
Why?
Which also frees.
Why that battlecopter? Stop copying me.
Okay, I am semi-original guy. My entire job is to copy people and then pretend like it's mine.
Hey,
That,
it's not
that's
yours. It's mine.
Okay. Well, you know what? Imitation is the greatest form of flattery. So, there you go. I only copy the best.
Oh man, I never thought about that.
Alright, so any reason why you don't pop like Market Crash right now? Or is it mostly just because you're waiting until my bar gets like super high?
First reason, I want a really good market crash, and in order to get a really good one, I need to save some money. Second reason, I want more stars to strip out of you.
Perfectly fair. And you know what? Actually, I want to see how much funds you had when you pop the Market Crash.
I think I have like 30-ish because this turn I build this.
Alright, so we got an anti-air, 2 infantry, battlecopter, and then sort of like a spread out. So this line isn't too bad right here. This is kind of like... I feel like this is a little bit like open, but your next move you're probably gonna assemble them a little bit more, so that's okay.
Yeah. I actually left unit on top side because I didn't know what you had, and if I lose building, I lose my only strength against you, which is my money. This is why when people complain about Sasha, in my mind it's like, you're either a AUG player or a vulnerable player, because Sasha require actual skills, because you need to maintain your money and your army. It's one of the hardest CO with Grit. Grit is like other level of hard, because 90% of the Grit player I fought are kind of bad. So yeah, Sasha and Grit are really hard to play, and I will never understand why people complain about her. I mean, yes, she takes away your matter, but she needs to be smart about it, because if she lose building, she lose the game.
Yeah, well, Sasha is kind of like an advanced CO in my opinion. Mostly because, like, as you said there, you need a lot more like thought when you play Sasha, because you have to manage your money, you have to manage your power, you have to make sure that you use your powers on time so that your opponent can't use their like super powers. So it definitely takes a lot of thought. And yeah, her main power is just being able to deny the opponent's power and then just her money. So you have to basically just tech up harder than your opponent or just outspam them.
Yeah. I prefer the outspam, because here's the thing, when you splash 22k in a Neo tank, a lot of units that are cheaper can shut that Neo tank down, except if you're Von. But here again, that's the only case. Like, when I see medium tank, I'm like, okay, my copter spam will get rid of that medium tank, or oh, cool, Neo tank, bruh, and my artillery will take a good shot at it, you know? So this is why I think, like, sometimes Sasha take up is kind of good, but yeah, would Lander be good after all the unit got free?
Slightly good. I think I actually do use the I think I used the lander a little bit afterwards, so
Maybe to front shift faster, but I don't see how it can be that helpful because at some point most of the fight happens in the center, so you don't really care about it anymore at some point.
I think I do a little bit with the lander. Like, I took this infantry from right here and put it right here, which gets it to this front faster than if I was going to send it up here.
Yeah.
By like 2 days. So it reinforces this front 2 days faster than if I was going to send it up here.
Yeah.
So that is potential use for the lander afterwards. But we'll see, because I think I do use it with like a couple things, right? So we'll just try to keep track of what happens with that.
I think there's a lot of good ideas in that map, but I'm not a fan of that map. I don't see myself playing this map ever again, like by choice.
Yeah, no, me neither. Probably. I don't know. It's not a bad map. It's just
I've seen worse. Like, I think this map is much better than some of the Global League maps we add and have right now. But I would prefer this map. Fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I would prefer this map over some of the rotation at this moment.
Yeah.
But yeah, all in all, like, I don't really like the idea of getting free units in Global League. Like, that just that shouldn't be a thing. Yeah. I just I don't, because like if you keep a Neo tank and your opponent doesn't keep a Neo tank, then that's too much value that one side just gets for free.
Yeah. And that also limits the tier, as we said earlier in the intro.
Yeah. So like, it's an okay map for like having a fun battle with somebody. Like, the terrain is really cool. Like, I like the amount of properties you get. 2 towers might be a little bit too much, but like, all in all, like, I'd probably give it like probably like 7 at least. Like, it's not a bad map. Like, it's fairly balanced, but it's mostly just because of the 3 units that you get is why I just wouldn't rate it too much higher.
What could be interesting, instead of a tower by the pipe, an airport, that could be a very interesting map with 2 airport. And suddenly your weaker side has 2 airport. So your weaker side is weaker for ground but stronger for air. That could be an interesting gimmick, well, at least in my own opinion.
Oh, Lise, you made this map? Oh, sorry, buddy.
Yeah, it's Lise. It's Lise that made it.
Here I am, just like ripping on the map. Oh, I'm sorry, man. Yeah, you know what? Nah, no,
it's not a bad map. That asked us to play it on my last stream with Advanced Warriors, so I was like, oh, I'm sorry, so I will pick it like on my next replay commentary. And
oh, there you go. Yeah, like, you know, I don't think it's necessarily a bad map. I don't think it could be used in League just because of that. But, yeah. I mean, like, the choice is okay. For a fun map to play, like, it's not bad.
I think I'd rather play this than Frostleaf, Fletcher Walker, what else? Most maps in last month rotation. Last month rotation was kind of bad.
Yeah, I would take this map over Frostleaf any day.
Me too.
Alright, so no disrespect to Frostleaf, but it's just like, oh god, no. I don't want to play that map ever again.
Me too. And I really tried my best to enjoy it, but man, I just can't. Frostleaf is just bad.
Alright, so let's keep going here. So I got a nice little sort of death ball going right here. A little line of defense. No indirect units yet. So that's unfortunate. No, I find one of the things that happens with me is I usually don't buy my indirect units for like quite some time. So maybe I might have to do something about that at some point, but I like to kind of try to win the direct combat game before I even go in with indirects.
Yeah.
Because then by that time, if your opponent is starting to pump out a lot of direct units to kind of counter that, then, you know, you come in with some surprise indirects, and, you know, sometimes it works, and sometimes you get stumped on day 13, and Yeah.
I think what
That's
could
about-
also improve the map is the buildings in the center. Maybe change the way they are, so at least 2 buildings in the center could be more contested. Because it feels like right now these 2 belong to blue and these 2 belong to red. And that's fine, but it could be interesting to have like contested building in the center.
Yeah, like maybe even just shifting this one over here and then shifting this one over here. Or maybe put one here and one here.
Yeah.
Instead of like right here and right here. Like that could possibly work.
Yeah, that would be more contested already.
Then like, you know what else would be kind of cool? Is like maybe even instead of this comm tower, you put an airport there.
Oh. I don't know, an airport and if we
Because that would make it...
If we keep the tower there, that could be an idea to have an airport on each corner like that. But I feel like Seals like Semi would become really busted because she could like APC rush both airport and just copter spam like ill.
Yeah, well that is true, but that would also make it so you would be forced to fight on 2 fronts. Because you wouldn't be able to lose this corner here.
Yeah.
But you would also have to try to pressure this corner and hold mid while having to like defend area up here. But maybe not like right in the corner. Like maybe, I don't know. Like you could put it somewhere, but I can't think about it right now. My brain doesn't work that well at 11:40 at night. So, but we're gonna keep going. But if it had 2 airports, I think it'd be pretty cool.
I like your idea. Lol, drop a port in corner instead. Oh, amazing. Battleship on each corner. Hell yeah.
Oh, God.
Lock down half of the side.
As long as we don't put a port in the middle, then we're peachy.
Yeah, that Neo tank is getting crazy value.
Yeah, I think that's about the 3rd kill that the Neo tank has gotten so far.
It's just OP. Now, you see, I will be rich, man. 36k, you're about to get your entire meta, I will just crash it down.
Yeah, so that's kind of like, it's sort of a risky play doing that as Sasha too, because it means that you, like you still built like 2 units, but it means that you'll have a little bit less to defend. So if you were going to do a play like that, you'd probably have to pull your guys back a little bit to make sure that I don't like rush in. Because if you lose that front line there when you go for a play like that, then that means your front line is completely undefended. And then your reinforcements aren't coming in very quickly. But I mean, yeah, that market crash is going to like get huge numbers. So...
Lee says, I don't know, I asked people and most of them choose to delete Neo. But after watching this replay here, I think Mr. Cannon did the right thing. It's crystal clear for me now. Now, I don't know how other better player than me would go with deleting the Neo and how well they do, but I got like Sasha. She's one of the most optimal economy-driven CEO, and deleting that Neo kind of helped a little bit, but not enough to really have some value, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I think it's really the best option. Delete the Neo after watching this.
No, I get what you're saying. Like, I don't know. Okay, so it's definitely possible that getting the airport early is a good plan. Not saying it's not, but
I think having the Neo tank is just straight up better based on what I see right now.
As a avid Neo tank fan, I can't just delete a Neo tank.
Neo tank are cool, man. I like Neo tank a lot. I just wish most map had a bit more funding so I could actually afford them.
Yes, that is for sure. Alright, so What happened this turn so far is this battlecopter came up and attacked the Neo tank again. So once again, I'm sitting at 8 HP. And some combat happened up here. I'm pretty sure a tank got deleted. So that is tragic.
Yeah.
Very sad about that.
Poor little tank, right?
Yeah, and then you come in with all these units here. So, I probably, in this scenario, especially with no backup right here, I probably would have just yielded this city and then sort of head down here and just kind of hold that area possibly and wait for like reinforcements.
So, here's my thought process. I'm Sasha. I need to keep as long as I can the buildings. I understand your point. You make a good point, and you're a better player than me. I know it for sure. I'm not saying I'm smarter, but it's just the way I see Sasha. Like, I need to defend that building as long as I can. I know it will fall, and at some point I will need to yield it because I clearly don't have the firepower, but another turn with that extra income will be another turn of happiness for me.
I can totally understand a turn of happiness for sure. I just don't think that keeping one city is worth losing like all this right here.
Yeah.
Little bit of a bad trade.
I don't think you can.
I mean,
you can take them all out. And at that point, I've seen a lot of unit in the bottom part, so I don't expect you to have that much stuff in the upper part.
This is true. I do have like a little bit of force down here. This Neo tank is basically holding this front together.
Yeah.
It's definitely leading the charge. Alright, so there's the market crash. And okay, let me just see that again. Alright, so... okay, yeah, that's a 7-bar market crash. So, yeah, that... what's a co-power?
2 stars.
I don't even know what Ex Machina is, man. I've never heard of it in my life.
I've never seen it. It doesn't exist.
You guys have seen co-powers? You must not play as Sasha. Alright, so let's see here. Okay, so I didn't know like exactly how much you had here. So okay, so if I had known that you had these two guys here, I probably would have stopped the cap on the city and actually try to double hit this tank.
Yeah.
Maybe. No, actually, I couldn't go in for the double hit, so... Probably would have taken one of them and hit the tank. And then hit this guy too. But yeah, so that didn't work as planned. But I still got some good hits in, so I was feeling okay. And I joined cap this guy, and usually I never join cap, because, like, you know, I'm just stubborn, and I'm just like, oh, I'm just gonna spend 12 days capturing this with my 1 HP infantry. And, like, yeah,
it will work. It will work.
I swear to God,
that's Killgrave in Jessica Jones. Have you seen Jessica Jones TV show?
Yeah.
You will love me. I will mind control you, but you will love me.
Maybe mind control, but you're mine. No, it's a great show.
First season. It's been a while. I haven't seen season 2 and 3, but I remember them not being as good as 1.
Actually, it's kind of like on topic, but off topic of Advance Wars. What's the one called that has like all 4 of them in it?
Defenders.
Yeah, I like that show. That was a good one. And yeah, so I start creeping into the center because I see like nothing here. So, and I see that you have a lot of guys up here. So my thought is like you probably have like most of your units like right here is what I'm thinking. So I'm like, okay, so like he could potentially come up and like attack this. I am gonna get hit by this guy right here, probably on this one.
Yeah,
that's my thought. So I was like, It'd probably be fine. So I just went for it. Built a medium tank the last turn because I need something to reinforce this area. But I did not know that you had some Neo tank potential right there. So yeah, we see a Neo tank, and it is looking good.
I've said it. I like Neo tank, man.
The
Neo
world
tank
needs more
forever.
Neo tanks. Oh, so okay. So the artillery actually attacks this guy.
Yeah, my building is essential. As I said, if I lose my building, I lose my day-to-day. And I don't want that.
That is fair.
At that point, I should have yielded the city on top. But I'm stubborn just like you.
Oh yeah, well, you know, we're all members of the Feels Bad Club. So I get you. That's for sure. So you do stop that cap, so that's cool.
This one is lost.
I mean, this one was sitting at 1 HP, so it's like it's not even really worth it to attack it. The only thing that it is going to do is going to sap 200 funds next turn when I like cap it and then get the heal. So
Yeah.
I mean, like, that's cool. And then we get another market crash. How much value did that one get? Okay, so I was at 5 bars that time, so that was 45,000.
I think top, butt, edge, river is too choky. I agree with that. It will stall the side, front after both take hold of their corner, then center play, I guess. I think that's the way that map is meant to be played, but here again, that's may just be me. Like, you hold what you can hold on both sides, and then you try to, like, dead ball in the center.
Yeah, I think the way that it really works out is, like, you're meant to get these two properties on your side, and then, you know, meant to get these two properties over here too.
Yeah.
And then you're pretty much supposed to fight over the center while just kind of like having a couple units. Like, I think probably the best thing would be to kind of hold like this spot.
Yeah.
Maybe. Because that way you'd be able to go either center or go back up, like on either side. Because like this area does seem kind of choky, but it's not like as choky as you think, because you can actually just like in 2 turns bring your units up here and then bring them over here, and then like sort of attack downward. But if you have your units in the center, then you can actually flank either side that you want to. So yeah, going mid is definitely the way to go. Oof.
Yeah.
What is this? What is this guy right here?
Yeah. Yeah.
A big spooky bomber popping up out of nowhere. Okay.
At that point, I'm like, I will emulate Advanced Warrior, and I will make a bomber for myself, and I may maybe deadball in the center with a bomber.
That is a good plan. I can't remember. Okay, maybe I didn't say it, but I was thinking it earlier. And I was going to say, right, if you're going to tech up as Sasha, I would probably go bomber over Neo Tank.
Yeah. But I need the money. I need 25k at least.
Yeah, because
and
like
sometimes I can't because my power.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, getting that, then you get triple infantry out. Perfect plan. Or if you have the extra cash, you know, and you can buy it, get whatever you can get out.
Yeah.
All right, so I attacked this with how much house did I have?
That as a dead wish or something. If you were any other CO outside of Humboldt, I think that Antier would have died.
That is entirely possible. But I went for it.
I don't see any other anti-air surviving this.
Well, you know, I had to go for it because I didn't. I don't think this guy's actually in range to attack yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I had to do damage to that guy before he did damage against me. So yeah, the Neo tank is still alive 17 days later. Still causing havoc. What did it take out there? Was that an infantry? Yeah. Why did I attack the infantry?
I think I attacked the recon.
No, I attacked the infantry because I didn't see the recon.
Oh, okay.
He was just out of range. So I wasn't able to see him.
Poor copter. At least
go
it
up
was
and pop the
reassuring a little bit because you would not capture again my building. I was really scared by that. I was like, if you capture my building, I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, my new tank, don't you see his placement? So in my mind, I'm like, that artillery won't pay itself back, but it will be a good bait for tanks. That's why my new tank went there.
100%. So it would be a good bait, for sure. But I went and took this attack because I had this
And I realized that
right
artillery
here.
was there, I think, at some point. That's why I changed my plan.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's why I kind of went in and took that shot, is because I had this guy sort of backing it up. So I felt okay with that.
Yeah.
But my initial plan for this artillery was trying to take out the black boat.
Yeah.
Because I was like, okay, I don't know, like, what he's got right now, so, like, I'm gonna cap that HQ. So I got HQ cap on my mind right now.
That copter is a warrior. That copter is a warrior.
That copter is a mad lad. Just surviving. Alright. So, yeah, so I got quite a lot of presence up here.
More money. You had more money.
You'll see.
Okay.
So I didn't really... Every once in a while, once I get, like, this far, sometimes I just, like, save a lot of money for one turn. And then I just pop out with, like, you know, a big build.
Yeah.
Plus, I feel like, you know, I've had, like, quite a bit of holding power over here with the Neo tank. And, like, this side is doing pretty good. So, yeah, we'll see. So good shots with the infantry. Taking this guy out. But, I mean, I've had this Neo tank here, so kind of a risky play. Pushing up with that.
You don't have the vision, in my mind.
That's true, because this tank would only be able to see this far.
Yeah.
And then I lose my battlecopter. Sadly.
This is a good black old copter. It deserved it.
Oh, big hit with the Neo tank, taking that tank out.
Yeah.
So, that was a good shot. And then this is good too, because it actually, I can't see anything now.
Yeah.
I'm blind. And then you even spot my artillery unit, which is super sad for me. Bomber is moving in to position to do some crazy stuff. Oh, we're going to see what kind of value that guy can get now.
I think I will make 3 infantry, yeah. That's the turn I save money for my next market crash.
So that's funny. So we both built 3 infantry pretty much on the same turn.
But I also built a copter, unlike you.
Oh, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, that makes sense.
And I'm Sasha, so I had economy reasons. But
yeah, so you got the money, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't actually see this guy, so I take the shot on the black boat. So I do that. You know, I'm hoping for the best. For some reason, it's not showing that I have vision on this, on the replay for some reason, but I do actually, I see it. Okay, I'm not hacking, I swear to God. This guy has 3 vision, it's right there. And then it's gone. So I just took it out. Easy peasy.
Yeah.
Replay function, you know? It's a
I
wild
think
thing.
we did a good match so far, and even if I did questionable play here and there, I still think I did the right thing most of the time. And I think that game was kind of interesting at that point.
This match has not been like too bad. The only thing that I would say that wasn't great was fighting over this city right here.
Yeah, I agree. I fully agree with that. That's the worst part of what I did. But
Yeah,
I
but
still maintain what I said. And now, don't you see it? I'm about to steal one of your juicy building. As Sasha, it's the happiest day ever.
yeah, that's true. Any day Sasha can steal a building is a good day. So my black bolt finally got some value too. Healed this little anti-air unit up a little bit.
Bomber!
All right.
Bomber! Bomber!
Okay. Let's see. Yeah, so you're going in for the city. Take out a tank. Or was that an infantry? Oh, what was that? Yeah, infantry. So you take out an infantry. Go into the forest. And then the bomber shoots in. Takes out a 4 HP infantry like he's nothing. Gone.
Vanished.
Sad days for that infantry. No, this is like... So obviously you don't know that I have any anti-air units here.
Yeah.
Which I don't. So, moving the bomber up here was kind of risky, but it paid off a lot for you. Because, like, if you had sent it down here, I still have an anti-air down there.
Yeah.
But I don't have any up here. So this bomber is going to get, like, a lot of value pretty soon.
Yeah.
I did build a bomber of my own. So, see what can happen with that.
Oh, that's a vulnerable tank for you. That tank should have freaking died.
That's 140% defense right there. But then you get your market crash again. And how much did I lose that time?
Almost 8 stars.
Like over 60k again.
Yeah.
Oof. Bad days. Alright, so this is a good block right here.
There's no way you can reach it. And even if you try, you will take counterattack as damage. And look at that juicy turn battlecopter getting. Sasha, baby. Sasha.
Oh yeah. So we got a battlecopter and a neo tank build this turn, so that's super good.
Thank you, Sasha.
And see, like in my opinion, that's what you have to do with Sasha, like late game. Once you get like the funds, you gotta really start pumping out the big units and just overwhelm your opponent. Obviously, you have to keep like, you know, market crash in mind, right? But yeah, big guys. Bending in the big guys. Because now this side has like 3 big units about to reinforce it. Okay, so let's see what I can do. If even anything. No, can't do anything. Alright, the only thing I do is reform the line pretty much.
And you will try to get back the building I stole.
Hopefully. So I put this tank right here in range of this artillery unit because I'm hoping that you're actually gonna attack it, which is kind of like what I want. Because if you attack it, then that leaves this guy right here, so these 3 battlecopters could move in.
Yeah.
And then I brought my neo tank back down here.
Yeah.
That was kind of like my thought when I put that guy there, at least. Okay, let's see what else. Bombers flying in and double anti-air units. Because now I know there's a bomber. So I'm like, "Hey, I gotta do something about that." I thought about maybe building a fighter, but I was like,
You are not sure.
I wasn't like super confident with the fighter. Although in hindsight, I probably should have.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a fighter would have been able to get there a little bit faster. And then it also would have helped me with the battlecopters that are coming out.
And my air unit spam.
Yeah, so probably like, yeah, that would have been a better choice. I think. Maybe. I don't know for sure, but I think.
I think the only thing that keeps me alive is all that extra money I got, so I can just spam endless unit.
Oh yeah, well the money is definitely playing a factor. Because
Like,
I think
with the tricky I got, I can basically spam bomber to infantry each turn while you need to save some money to do such tasks.
absolutely. Going in with the Neo tank here to take out a 1 HP tank, though, I probably wouldn't have did that. Because that just kind of leaves the Neo tank very open. Like,
Yeah.
if I did have a big unit here.
And you had that juicy Neo tank in the pack.
Yeah, so this Neo tank is in range, and this medium tank is in range too, I think.
I think I wanted that to happen so my bomber can take out your Neo tank or medium tank. I think that's why I did that.
Oh, so maybe it was like you planning some sort of elaborate trap card.
Yeah, but it's not really
Ooh.
a good bait because the bait takes so much money. But yeah, that was what I had in mind, I think. And I think at that point we were live, so I was like, maybe we'll do mistakes, I don't know.
Yeah, I think we did play quite a bit of this live, actually. I mean, I'm mostly sitting on Advanced Wars by Web like all day, just kind of like, you know, mucking around. So if somebody's taking their turns, and I'm just going to take my turn like right away. And your live situations happen all the time. No, I enjoy playing live, especially like the casual live. Not like live where like your palms are sweating and you're fighting like a 2-minute timer. You're just like, ooh. But like, just like normal.
I don't like that kind of timer.
Alright, so like this is like ridiculous. Like that engagement right there, like what the heck? Like 8-2. Von Bolt, man. Alright. So I can explain.
No, why?
I can explain.
Why?
Okay.
Why?
So I'm playing mobile.
Oh, you thought you were on your hand.
I'm playing mobile, and I go and tap my screen, and I thought I tapped the Neo tank, right? And I'm like, yeah, this Neo tank is gonna go up, and he's gonna hit this Neo tank, and it's gonna be perfectly fine. And then this happens, and like at first I'm not sure what happened because I'm like, wait, how come is my Neo tank out of ammo or something? And then I look at the unit, and I'm like,
it's my recon.
There's something not right about this. And then it finally clicked in to what I did, and I was like, ooh. But in hindsight, this move probably actually saved my Neo tank, because then I spotted this bomber here. And I was like, ooh. Maybe somebody's watching over me right now. So yeah, I guess what we can sort of take from this is, you know, mobile is bad, but it can also be good, but it's bad. It's mostly just bad. If you can play Advanced Wars by Web on your computer, 100% suggest that, people. Mobile's bad. Don't do it.
Bad. I think that will be the title if I remember that when I will re-upload this. Mobile is bad.
Mobile hates recons. Alright, so that forces me to actually move up with this tank. So I take the Neo tank down to 2 HP. So I mean, it wasn't like super bad, but it was gonna be gone. But I guess it saves my Neo tank, so yeah, not like the worst thing. So I do manage to get the shot on that artillery. Like I was saying, this little artillery is still alive somehow. Doing some damage there, and then I don't want this bomber to be discovered yet, so I don't actually attack, but yeah, okay, so it's not actually in range of this recon here. So I don't know if you actually saw my bomber or not, but I'm trying to be sneaky with it. And then that's pretty much it. Just build a couple standard units next turn here. So you're sitting at some sort of mystery fund.
$32K. Is it working for you?
Yep. That just came back. Yeah, so 32K. So good money management with the powers again. So that's gonna be good. So
So
flying
I did
all the
that
way up with the bomber
instead of the medium tank because I didn't know if you had an anti-air around, and I knew you had one in the bottom, and I was like, damaging that black bolt protecting the HQ can give me the option to HQ cap you in case, because you did almost the same to me. So that I thought that was a good play here, even if I knew my bomber would be in quite lots of trouble. I feel like when you can damage your opponent's HQ, it's always appreciated.
That's fair, for sure.
And I also wanted to pressure your building to give you different targets for your anti-air. Either you go for my copter or you go for my bomber. And I had no clue you had a bomber around. That's the other thing.
Yeah, no, 100%, I get that. With this combo here, though, this could, like, take this guy out, and then this guy could actually, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I could stop the cap on this guy with just these 2 units here. So
Yeah.
this one probably was a little bit risky, but I can understand why you went for this, because, like, this guy's sitting at 4 HP.
Yeah.
So you want to kind of, like, level the field with that for sure.
Yeah.
So 100% get it. Let's see what else we get here. So bringing a few units back to heal, so that's pretty good. Other
I
Neo tank
realized
is coming in.
you stole my strat to air unit spam, so I decided I would make more anti-air.
Oh yeah, well you can never go wrong with having a few anti-air for sure. I probably build way more anti-air than are necessary in most games. I don't quite know why, but I do that sometimes. You know, I just kind of like anti-air. I like having them around.
Yeah.
You can like one-shot infantry with them, which is kind of nice. So you know they're good for like wall breaking.
I know
But,
that feeling.
Yeah, maybe having too many of them is not good, but definitely, you know, if your opponent is like battlecopter spamming, like if you get like 2 or 3 on the field on like a normal game, easy peasy, good stuff. So my copter is running out of fuel. It's been flying around for a bit. I did manage to take the hit on the bomber, but I didn't finish it. So that was probably the defense coming in from the power there. Oh yeah, okay, never mind. I wouldn't have been able to do that move that I was talking about because this is a forest.
Yeah.
Oh, I might have been able to attack this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I could have still did it, but yeah, so there's a forest. So now I reveal my bomber. And I go in and stop that camp, which is like okay, and then I move more mid.
We have similar unit count, but you got more value, but we still have similar unit count, which is kind of crazy because you're Vombold and you're OP.
Yeah, well, with every single unit that I kill, you're just pumping out absolute more too, right?
Yeah.
It's like, are we able to see the stats? All right, so yeah, you've lost Or is this like for the full game? I can't remember. Maybe I'll just X that out until the very end.
Yeah.
Alright, so you continue the attack, so now this is sitting at 4 HP and you're sitting at 4 HP, so that's pretty good.
At that point, I knew we had similar unit count, but I had no idea how much more money and value you had. So that's why I kept going. I knew at that point we had similar unit count. I knew it because I'm really good at calculation and expecting unit count. So for a while, I knew we were similar in unit count. Usually I resign when I realize I'm down and I'm too far behind in terms of unit count. Because, yeah, that's the moment where you realize you should resign.
Well, the funny thing about this right here, too, is like the amount that I'm actually ahead is just the cost of the Neo tank and the lander.
Yeah.
So,
You're
like,
right, you're right.
If it wasn't, yeah, so if it wasn't for the Neo tank and the lander, we would be, like, dead even.
Yeah. So, folks, keep the Neo tank and build a lander.
Quite possibly.
And
might
don't
need to
pick
refresh.
Sasha, because Sasha is actually awful if she need to do such threat.
I still think Sasha would be pretty good here. But I don't know, like Von Bolt seems pretty tough. He's a big bully.
Yeah, I think Von Bolt is the best seal for this map. Maybe Hawk, because it's quite big and you got a lot of money. So Hawk and Von Bolt are clearly the best there. And let's be honest, if this ever goes to Global League and they decide to have Tier 1, which I don't think this will ever happen because there are 2 towers, ban Stern, please. So, Tier 1 will be like Grid, Sasha, Von Bolt, Hawk.
Yeah, just no Stern, please,
instead
folks.
of 6.
Like, it's actually, you know, Stern would be like, obviously the defense and everything would be like super bad, but like his mobility wouldn't actually really give him much of a boost because of these roads right here.
It's mainly the defense, man. The defense,
but
defense is just OP.
Yeah, the defense is just like crazy good. Yeah, Lisa, I don't really know about destroying the pipe seam. It doesn't really seem like super worth it necessarily.
Maybe
you might be able to get,
but it's not really worth it. We want action.
Yeah, because like you can reinforce this side from right here, and these guys are kind of like going up here. So like you have a direct path going right here, and like all this is really doing is like giving you like more direct path right here.
Save you like tree space, but it's not enough. Like if we would place like more forests here, blowing up that pipe seam could bring more value. And add another forest here. Look, if you add a forest there and 2 forests here, you guarantee people will blow up the pipe seam. Because if they don't, that will take them forever to reach the battlefield because of the forest. But
yeah,
right now,
no,
it's not much of a limitation that detour.
Yeah, that's a fantastic point. If you did actually put some forest right here, blowing up this pipe seam would be much more valuable. But as it stands right now, like, yeah, you can just kind of...
Here as well.
You can shimmy it right over.
Here as well, because you can reinforce, like, with ease. So if you place forest there and here, people will think about maybe blowing up the pipe seam. And if they don't, it's on them if they are really slow to reach the battlefield.
Also, is fog mirization, is that like a fog version of polymerization? So I just kind of noticed that this map is a swirl. I wonder if that's polymerization. Probably is. I bet it is. 100%. I'm calling it. Yeah, add some forest here, and then people definitely blow that pipe.
Now, we see crazy value.
Alright, so yeah, I have shifted all my guys like right here. Or like most of my guys, so like I'm starting to death ball in the middle, because like I see that HQ and I'm like I want it. going to take it. So I am hoping that I can get it, but I lose an anti-air. I lose a cap and infantry, which kind of sucks. But I also put the infantry there so that you would like go up with some units.
Yeah.
Because I've been noticing a trend in the match, and every time I go and capture a city, you send a bunch of stuff to go and like destroy it. So I'm thinking like, maybe he's gonna like send like a bomber.
No.
So no bomber this time.
No.
So it didn't happen. I start capping this city now down here. So I do a cap up here, and now I'm doing down here and trying to be sneaky. And then I move all my units down here now. Because like the only units that you showed me were like these two, so I was just like, it's kind of sus. So move them all down there. And yeah, so we can see that this lander here has been like bearing like a few units every now and then.
What?
Over. Yeah.
Are you overkilling the recon? What the fuck is going on?
I'm going 4 recons right here. And you know why?
Why?
I'm a madman. Now, I'm going 4 recons because I have no vision at all. And I'm like, well, you know, if I just go super vision this turn, we'll see what happens. So one's going up here, one's going mid, 2 are going over here. And we're going to have a jolly old time.
You overkilled the vision, bro.
We're going bird watching, folks. We're going bird watching at night. So it's going to be a good time.
Now, at that point, I'm really sad and pissed because I realize I cannot protect that building anymore.
Yeah, but you do go up and do a little bit of damage taking it out. And then you do stop the cap for now.
And I crash your juicy meter with market crash.
Yeah, with another 36,000 funds in your wallet. So it's just like, it's gone. Ugh. What's an Ex Machina, folks? I don't know.
One day, when Sasha will go bankrupt.
Did you actually break your pipe seam in this?
With a bomber someday, maybe, I think. I think
Okay,
I did
hey,
with
there
a
you...
bomber. I don't know when. Maybe my first bomber. I really don't know.
Oh, yeah, no, it was this turn. This turn you
yeah,
did.
with the bomber.
Hey, there you go, Lise. The pipe seam has been busted. Alright, so I stop the cap and go in and take some shots, and then I go in with the anti-air unit and take a shot at the tank.
That's a freaking Von anti-air, bruh. It should not do that much damage.
That is the power of two pipes, or two comm towers.
Oh my. Oh my. Now, at that point, I just see a few units in the bottom, and I know I'm doomed. But I'm like, for content's sake. For content's sake. We will keep fighting until there's an end somewhere.
And I go another recon.
Man. At that point, you won. It's crystal clear. You won.
I think one of the reasons I was thinking I was going a lot of recons too is I wanted to just like use them to hit every single infantry I saw from like really far too.
Yeah.
So I can just like completely stop any captures that you were gonna get. Hopefully. But then I'd also be able to see a lot. So always good. No, it's funny. I was just playing a game the other day against Fluffy, right? And it was an Eagle versus Olaf matchup.
Oof.
And like every single time I saw a recon, I would take it out. And then the next day, there would just be another recon there. And I would just be like, what is going on? Every time I kill a recon, there's just another recon there. I don't know how many recons like we probably took out in that entire game, but it was a lot, and they just kept on showing up.
Speaking about Fluffy, we did the game. He destroyed me on Frostleaf. I realized, okay, that map is not bad, it's not great. And then we did a game, DPSI and I, in Frostleaf. And against DPSI, I realized how much I didn't like the map. I was like, oh my. I thought Lash could be actually a good option, but I ended up realizing, no, Lash is godly awful.
Yeah, well, I mean, DPSI in general is just super good too.
Yeah, like I have no window for my prime tactics, so he just crushed me with counter break.
Well, DPSI, he's got like what I like to call like a chess brain, where like he's just able to see moves in advance, right? So like it's super hard to play against somebody like that, where they can just kind of like they plan like 5, 6, 7 moves ahead, and you're just like, I'm gonna build an infantry.
We'll cover the replay next week when he has more time.
Oh, that's awesome. I'll be patiently waiting for that. All right, so
I don't know if it will be a stream or if it will be a video, though. That depends when he can record.
I'll watch it either way, so it'll be good. So you got all your forces up here, and I got all my forces down here now. But I do have a couple units here. I'm expecting air units, if you can't tell.
There's anti-force and the air force ready.
The anti-force is here, and they're gonna try.
How
and my
many
neo-tank,
anti-air do you have? 6?
I got lots of anti-air. I am prepared. No matter where the bomber goes, it is going to be met with like 3 anti-air. And it's just going to be like, nope, see you later. At least that's the plan. Alrighty, so do a little bit of stuff right there. Finally take the city back. And just magically shift a bunch of my units around again.
So I start making my own deadfall because I realize I'm losing and I need to rush your HQ, but I had no idea you had... Look, at that point, I actually lost track of your unit count. At that point, I thought we had similar unit count here again. I had no idea you had 43. I thought at that point you had like 35, 34. But here's the thing, most of it is all down there.
Yeah, it's all just hidden down here.
You scrambled my unit detector.
Well, that's the power of a sneaky front switch sometimes too, because yeah, you can just easily lose track of like your opponent.
Usually I'm really good at guessing my enemy unit count. I'm really good at it. Like I was taking a look to Advanced Warrior, some of his games. I was like, oh yeah, you are clearly winning. And a few days later, he's like, oh, I won. I'm like, I'm not surprised.
Well, it's like, yeah, I was watching the KD and like I could see that you were winning.
I didn't even watch the KD. I just watched the board, like what he had, what his vision gave him intel on, and I knew who was winning.
Oh, that's fair. I usually look at the KD and then I kind of just like factor in like whether your opponent is building, air units or not. And then I kind of just...
That's funny. You speak about KD, but I started watching KD like last week or 2 weeks ago because I was like, maybe that can help me out with the unit count guess, and it does help a lot.
Yeah, you know what? Especially in fog games, watch your KD. And then, if it's, sort of a good time for you to push in or not, too.
Yeah.
Like, if you have, I'd say, a 5 or a 6 unit advantage on the KD in fog, that's probably, a good indication that you're doing something right. And you should try to, pressure one of the sides.
Just take a look at my money, man. I have 43 freaking K.
That's too much money, man.
I'm calling. I'm calling, guys.
Sasha tapped into the trust fund, and she is making it rain. Okay, so what else happened? So yeah, so you did do a little push right here. The only thing is like this push kind of leaves a bit open. Like there's a couple of gaps here. But I mean, you did do a little bit of damage, so it's not bad.
I did target your infantry a lot because I had no idea what you had, and I was really scared for my buildings in the center because I knew my dead ball was not as good as yours because you're freaking Vombolt and I'm Sasha.
Yes. Well, that is definitely fair. But this turn, I kind of realized that since you had pushed up here, it was pretty much like now or never if I was going to like push up and attack.
I think that's the winning turn here, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Mostly because I saw this bomber here too.
The turn before that was really good for you, but here it's sealed.
Yeah, and I think one of the main reasons is because I saw that bomber, right? So
yeah,
that was a big hit right there. Big hit to the value. And then
that bumper was just chilling for like I don't know how many turns, and I still don't know you got it.
Oh yeah, this bomber here. Like, look, it's got like no fuel, right? It's
yeah,
like I think it's taken.
I was like, oh my, you had that thing running around without touching anything.
I think it took like 2 or 3 shots actually. Like, how much ammo does it have? 7.
Yeah.
Taking 2 shots.
And at that point, I also had a small hope because I thought I was able to clean up the upper part so I could start capping your buildings. So I was like, oh, maybe I can come back. Maybe I can steal his money. But here again, true, at that point, I thought we still had similar unit count. I knew this turn was a huge hit for me, but I still thought we had similar numbers.
Yeah, well, this turn you actually did do like quite a bit of damage, and you get a market crash. So you get that defense bonus.
Yeah.
And like this is like really good because like you kind of noticed that I didn't have much up here, so you pushed up, you did your attack, and it was good. I'm not really sure what I would have done in this situation. I probably would have just like yeeted all my units into the center and then just been like, yeah.
YOLO.
And then just get like wiped out. Like, we're just gonna do it, man. We're just gonna send her. So yeah, so that's what I would have did. But most of the time, I don't do good things, so I wouldn't suggest doing anything that I do most of the time.
Oh, that shot, man! That turn is another turn that cripples me really bad.
Yeah, so I spotted the Neo tank, and unfortunately, it was taken out.
Oh my!
And just to give, and just so everybody knows, that Neo tank at the beginning of the game is still alive, sitting right there. I don't know how many kills it's gotten, but it has definitely gone value. It has survived for 27 days.
What a flex!
Okay, what else happens? Alright, and just when you think you don't have enough, or just when you think you have enough anti-air, you gotta build more anti-air. So, it's gonna be good.
That's the paradise of the anti-air.
Exactly. The only thing that the anti-air are gonna...
This is the last turn I have hope. Now I know I am behind in terms of unit count, even if I don't see it and I don't watch the KD, because during our game I didn't thought about watching it. So I knew at that point I was behind you, but I didn't know it was 10 unit behind. But yeah, I was like, one last try. We may try really hard for the end.
Well, this right here is a good push right here. Because a lot of things that people don't actually do is a lot of people won't be brave enough to put their like artillery units in like the front of their lines too. But putting an artillery in, oh yeah, for sure. Like putting your artillery in a forest in a front line can actually be like incredibly powerful.
You need to, because they, even if they get it, it's a forest, so yes, they will deal less damage, but first of all, they need to reveal it. Second, they will still deal damage. And my point here is, I really hope I can steal these 2 buildings, because I know if I steal 2 buildings, I will rise up my economy, and maybe with that higher economy, I may come back in the race if I stall enough. Because when you got the upper end in terms of economy, you can stall the game and maybe come back in it. But you need a really good gap. And I think the gap of 6k, like what we would have, is enough. That's why I really pushed there. I was like, that's my only chance. If this fails, I lose.
Oh. Yeah, no, I totally get what you're saying there. For sure. I mean, if you actually do manage to flip these 2 properties, then that would be, like, incredibly powerful for you.
Yeah.
So, I did manage to spot it with my 1 HP battlecopter that just survived.
And I was sad.
And I did stop that cap.
Oh!
And I saw that guy. And then I stopped both of them. So that was sad. And then the Neo tank moves all the way up and attacks the black boat, leaving the HQ there undefended.
Yeah.
And then I'll just skip ahead here. So I move everything like in the mid, and then I'm pretty sure
I resigned.
that's the turn that you resign. Yeah. So, yeah, managed to kill 74, lost 53.
Yeah.
So that was about it.
And I keep in mind I deleted 2 units, so my dead are at 75 and not 77.
Oh yeah, no, that's true.
So, any final thoughts?
Yeah, I'm just looking at the KDs. So I generated like almost... So 468,000 is what I generated. And then you managed to get 572,000.
Yeah.
So that's crazy. So like Sasha is very, very powerful with the amount of money she can get, for sure. I think the only thing that happened on this map was mostly just the defense bonus and just units being kept alive. That was pretty much it. And then just a little push over there.
Strong. I think Vombolt is a really strong CEO, and
yeah,
it's unfair for him to say that Sasha hard counters him. She only blocks him from using Ex Machina, but like if you need Ex Machina to win, you're not a good Vombolt player, because Vombolt doesn't need it to win.
No, not really, no. He can be like super good. I would be interested to see how this game plays, or how this map plays with like the lower tier COs, like T4 or something, or even like maybe even T2, because I think that could be like super neat. Because then like the COs wouldn't be like super
I think
powerful.
it would be like Olaf versus Eagle all the time, or Kindle. Kindle could be a good option here because it's kind of high funds. Not really high funds, but what I mean is she can really hurt the capture game of your opponent, and she can really hurt the other units. Tier 3, what do you see Andy with Neo Tank? IG.
Oh, Andy with an early Neo Tank, that would be like insane.
Actually,
for sure.
Yes. With Andy, it's kind of broken.
Yeah, especially like 120% firepower Neo Tank. That's,
yeah, actually, yeah, Andy is kind of broken in tier 3.
Yeah, maybe let's ban Andy's tier 0 now.
He's tier 2.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Thoughts, man. I really enjoyed my game, man. I really enjoyed my time. That was fun as usual. Any final thoughts?
No. I enjoyed this map. Just I think just a little bit of tweaking and it'll be super good.
Yeah,
for sure.
I think 2 tower is one too many. You can replace that tower for another airport, whether you have double airport, so the weak side has 2 airport, or you have a more contested airport. But if it's a more contested airport, then some COs can really cheese that and be broken. But yeah, I think a second airport could be a great idea. Maybe like, I know what you're getting at with the Nia tank and the Recon, but I feel like they don't really belong. Or maybe change a bit the map so the lander can actually do more than just pushing unit there. Yeah, I think it needs tweaks, just like you said. Contested building in the center. That could be interesting.
Yeah, for sure. A couple tweaks and it'll be like super cool. But you know, closing thoughts is like, you know, I just had a pretty good time playing the game. I especially like the portion where we played live. Huge fan of playing live, so
Me too.
super fun with that.
I think that was my favorite part as well. That was fun.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But no, you know, I just hopefully everybody just has a good day, you know.
yeah.
And you know, if you see me in Global League or something, just don't beat me too bad. And yeah, everything will be good.
So, what is going on your channel for anybody that didn't subscribe to you yet?
Well, if you haven't subscribed to me yet, you probably should because it's super cool. But no, you know, I got a new video coming out in like a couple days here. I just posted an update on my Egg Cup tournament, so if you want to check that out, you can. That's about it.
His channel is in the description below, so I hope everyone enjoyed. A like, comment, and subscribe, all the good stuff. Tomorrow we will have Advanced Warrior, as usual, if he is available, and tonight, right after this, I will eat something, and then I will stream Splinter Cell again. So I wish you all a great night.